Consistency is the foundation of success. Every great leader, every successful person, and every individual who has ever made a lasting impact did not arrive there by accident. They got there because they committed to a process, day by day, step by step, choice by choice. The problem with many people today is that they are chasing recognition instead of mastery. They want to be seen rather than be developed. They desire applause more than transformation. But true success is never built on what people say about you. It is built on what you do when no one is watching. Consistency builds mastery, not recognition. Many people desire to be great, but very few are willing to commit to the process that greatness requires. They admire success, they celebrate achievement, but they forget that behind every great person is a journey of discipline, unseen labor, and unwavering commitment to a cause. The problem with our generation is that we want quick results. We want to be seen before we have developed. We want to be rewarded before we have mastered. But true mastery is never an accident. It is the product of consistent effort applied over time. If you look at anyone who has achieved anything of lasting value, you will see a person who made a decision to be faithful to a process, whether they were noticed or not. A musician does not become a master by playing an instrument once in a while. They practice every day, sometimes for years, before the world ever hears them. A great leader is not formed when people start following them. They are formed in the private moments, when no one believes in them, yet they remain faithful to their vision. A person does not become physically strong by lifting weights once or twice. They must train daily, pushing through pain and resistance before their strength is ever recognized. This is why consistency is more important than external recognition. If you are only motivated by being seen, the moment people stop clapping, you will stop working. If your drive comes from approval, then your growth will always be controlled by people's opinions. But if your motivation comes from purpose, then whether you are seen or not, whether people celebrate you or not, you will continue to develop, and eventually your mastery will bring the recognition, not the other way around. Look at a tree. It does not grow because people admire it. It grows because its roots go deep. If a tree depended on human praise to grow, it would never reach its full height, but it remains rooted, committed to the process, until one day it stands so tall that it cannot be ignored. That is how greatness works. It is not about trying to be noticed. It is about developing yourself until you cannot be ignored. Too many people give up because they do not see immediate results. They start with passion, but when recognition doesn't come fast enough, they quit. But success does not belong to the most talented or the most gifted. It belongs to those who refuse to stop, those who understand that every small step, every unseen effort, every moment of discipline is a brick in the foundation of their greatness. Think about a seed. When you plant a seed, nothing happens for a long time. You water it, you give it sunlight, but for weeks, sometimes months, you see no evidence of growth. If you did not understand the process, you might think nothing is happening, and you might give up. But beneath the soil, something powerful is taking place. Roots are growing, strength is being built, and when the time is right, the seed breaks through the ground, not because of sudden recognition, but because of consistent growth. So the question is, what are you building? Are you planting seeds in your life and watering them daily, or are you waiting for applause before you take action? If you only move when people recognize you, you will never reach your full potential. But if you commit to growth, regardless of who is watching, in time the results will speak for themselves. Greatness is not a secret. It is not a mystery. It is simply the result of small actions done consistently over time. The world may not see you now, but if you remain faithful to your purpose, the right people will see you at the right time. But by then, it won't even matter. Because true mastery is never about recognition. It is about becoming the person you were created to be. True success is rooted in discipline, not applause. Many people measure success by how much attention they receive, how many people celebrate them, or how much recognition they gain from others. But success is not determined by applause. It is determined by the commitment to discipline, even when no one is watching. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that success is something that happens when the world acknowledges them. They think that as long as they are being praised, they are doing well. But the reality is that external recognition can be deceptive. It can make you feel accomplished before you have truly mastered your craft. It can make you comfortable when you should still be growing. The problem with applause is that it is temporary. People celebrate you today and forget you tomorrow. If your success is built on external validation, then the moment the applause stops, your motivation will stop as well. Discipline, on the other hand, is the foundation of lasting success. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, regardless of whether anyone is watching. It is waking up early to work on your dream, even when no one is cheering you on. It is choosing to stay focused on your goals, even when no one acknowledges your effort. Discipline is what separates those who achieve lasting impact from those who fade away after a moment of recognition. Look at an athlete training for a championship. They do not become great on the day of the competition. Their success is built in the unseen hours of training, the sacrifices they make, and the discipline they maintain when no one is looking. If they relied on applause to stay committed, they would not endure the painful process of training. It is discipline that keeps them going when the crowd is not there, when the cameras are off, and when no one is paying attention. Too many people quit because they do not see immediate praise for their work. They stop pushing forward because no one is clapping for them. But the truth is, the most important work happens in the unseen moments. Success is not about being noticed. It is about being prepared. It is about developing yourself to the point where, when the opportunity comes, you are not just celebrated, you are ready. Look at a tree. It does not grow because people admire it. It grows because its roots go deep into the ground, drawing strength from the soil. It does not seek attention. It seeks nourishment. And when the time is right, it stands tall, not because of recognition, but because of consistency. In the same way, your success should not depend on how many people are watching. It should depend on how disciplined you are in the process. The danger of chasing applause is that it creates a dependency. If you only work hard when people notice you, you will never achieve anything lasting. If you only give your best when someone is watching, then your success is not real, it is borrowed. True success is built on personal commitment, not public validation. A lion does not wait for the jungle to recognize it as a king before it hunts. It does not need an audience to act according to its nature. It is disciplined in its instincts, whether others acknowledge it or not. That is why it remains at the top. And that is the same mindset you must have. Stop waiting for people to see your effort before you commit to it. Stop looking for validation before you take action. Work on yourself, build your skills, grow in discipline, and success will come, not because of applause, but because you have prepared yourself for it. If you live for recognition, you will always be controlled by the opinions of others. But if you live by discipline, you will be unstoppable. Recognition may come and go, but what you build through consistency and discipline will last beyond a single moment of applause. Do not measure your success by how many people see you. Measure it by how committed you are to your purpose, even when no one is looking. Because true success is not rooted in applause, it is rooted in discipline. A strong foundation grows in silence, not in the spotlight. Too often, people chase visibility before they have built something strong enough to sustain it. They want to be seen, recognized, and applauded, but they fail to realize that anything that rises too quickly without a foundation will eventually collapse. The true strength of anything, whether it is a person, a vision, or a purpose, is not in how fast it grows, but in how deep its roots go. If you observe nature, you will see this truth clearly. When a seed is planted, there is no immediate evidence of growth. For days, weeks, or even months, there is nothing to see. But beneath the soil, something powerful is happening. The roots are spreading, strengthening, and going deep into the ground. The seed is not in a hurry to be seen because it understands that the deeper its roots go, the stronger it will stand when it finally breaks through the surface. That is how true greatness works. The problem with many people today is that they are too focused on being noticed rather than being developed. They want to be seen before they are ready. They want recognition before they have built anything of substance. But anything that is rushed will not last. A house built on sand will collapse when the storm comes, but a house built on solid rock will withstand anything. The foundation is always more important than the appearance. Look at the tallest buildings in the world. Before they rise into the sky, their foundations are dug deep into the earth. The higher the building, the deeper the foundation must be. No architect would dare construct a skyscraper without first ensuring that the foundation can support its height. But many people try to build their lives the opposite way. They want to rise before they are ready. They seek platforms before they have developed character. They chase recognition before they have built discipline. And as a result, when the pressures of life come, they fall. If you look at the lives of those who have made a lasting impact, you will notice a pattern. Before they were ever recognized, they spent years in preparation. They spent time in silence, in obscurity, working on themselves, strengthening their skills and growing in wisdom. They were not in a rush to be seen because they understood that true success is not about visibility, it is about stability. Many people fail because they despise the season of silence. They become frustrated when their efforts are not immediately rewarded with recognition, but silence is a gift. It is in the quiet seasons that you develop resilience. It is when no one is watching that your true character is formed. It is when no one is applauding you that you learn the value of commitment. If you cannot remain faithful when no one sees you, you will not remain standing when the world finally does. A tree does not announce its growth. It does not seek attention. It simply focuses on deepening its roots, knowing that in time it will bear fruit. And when it does, people will see it, not because it demanded attention, but because it could not be ignored. That is how true greatness emerges. You do not have to force recognition. If you build a strong foundation, success will come naturally. Do not be in a hurry to be seen. Do not rush into the spotlight before your foundation is ready. Spend time in the process. Strengthen your roots. Build something that will last. Because when the storms of life come, and they will come, it will not be external recognition that sustains you. It will be the depth of your foundation. And if you have built it well, nothing will be able to shake you. Greatness is a process, not an event. Many people desire to be great, but very few are willing to go through the process that greatness requires. They want instant success, immediate recognition, and overnight results. But true greatness is never achieved in a moment. It is built over time. The problem with chasing quick success is that it does not produce lasting results. Anything that comes too easily can also be lost easily. A person who wins a championship without training cannot sustain victory. A business that rises without a solid foundation will eventually collapse. A leader who gains influence without preparation will crumble under pressure. The truth is, nothing valuable is built in an instant. It is the process that gives something its worth. If you look at a diamond, it does not start as something beautiful. It begins as an ordinary piece of coal, buried beneath the earth, hidden from sight. But over time, through pressure, heat, and refinement, it transformed into something rare and valuable. Without the process, the diamond would remain just a piece of coal. In the same way, if you want to achieve greatness, you must be willing to go through the refining process. Many people give up too soon because they do not see immediate results. They start something with excitement, but when progress seems slow, they quit. They do not realize that every great achievement requires patience, endurance, and perseverance. A tree does not grow to full size in a single day. It takes years of consistent nourishment, seasons of growth, and sometimes even harsh weather. But because it stays rooted in the process, it eventually stands tall and strong. The process of greatness often involves struggle. It requires discipline, sacrifice, and commitment. It means staying dedicated even when no one is watching. It means pushing forward even when it feels like nothing is happening. Too many people want the rewards of greatness without embracing the work that greatness demands. But the truth is, the struggle is what makes you strong. The challenges you face are not meant to stop you. They are meant to prepare you. Look at a master musician. They did not become skilled by playing an instrument once or twice. They practiced for years, spending hours in solitude, repeating the same notes until perfection became second nature. A champion athlete did not win a gold medal by training once. They committed to a daily routine, enduring pain, exhaustion, and discipline until they reached their peak. A successful entrepreneur did not build a thriving business overnight. They made mistakes, learned from failures, and kept going when things got tough. If you are in the middle of the process and it feels difficult, do not be discouraged. The most challenging part of the journey is often right before the breakthrough. Many people give up just before they succeed because they cannot see how close they are. But those who keep going, those who embrace the process instead of resisting it, are the ones who eventually rise. The reason greatness takes time is that it is not just about reaching a destination. It is about becoming the kind of person who can handle success. A person who skips the process may achieve recognition, but they will not have the strength to maintain it. That is why some people gain influence quickly and then disappear just as fast. They built their success on shortcuts instead of substance. But those who go through the process, who grow their character, who develop wisdom and patience, are the ones who leave a lasting impact. Greatness is not about a single event. It is not about a moment of applause or a flash of recognition. It is about the daily choices you make, the small steps you take, and the consistency you maintain. It is about the person you become in the process. So do not rush the journey. Do not despise small beginnings. Stay committed, stay disciplined, and trust that every step you take is shaping you into the person you were created to be. Because true greatness is not found in the destination, it is built in the process. Purpose-driven effort outlasts public validation. Many people today measure their progress by how much attention they receive. They believe that if others acknowledge their work, it means they are on the right path. If people praise them, they feel motivated. But the moment the applause fades, their motivation fades with it. They do not realize that true success is not built on public approval. It is built on an internal commitment to purpose. The problem with seeking validation from others is that it makes you dependent on something you cannot control. People's opinions change. What they celebrate today, they may ignore tomorrow. If your effort is fueled by recognition, then you will constantly be chasing approval instead of chasing purpose. You will find yourself adjusting your actions to please people rather than staying faithful to what you were created to do. Purpose, on the other hand, gives you stability. When your work is driven by purpose, you are not moved by whether or not people see you. You are not discouraged by a lack of recognition because your reason for doing what you do goes beyond human applause. Purpose keeps you grounded. It keeps you focused. It reminds you that even when no one acknowledges your effort, your work still matters. Look at a river. It does not flow because people admire it. It does not stop moving because no one is watching. It continues on its course because it was created to do so. That is how purpose works. When you are purpose-driven, You do not slow down just because people are not paying attention. You keep moving forward because you understand that your effort is not in vain. Too many people give up because they feel unseen. They assume that if no one is celebrating them, they must be doing something wrong. But some of the greatest works in history were built in obscurity. The most impactful inventions, the greatest leaders, and the most successful individuals did not begin with applause. They began with a vision, with a sense of purpose that kept them going even when no one was watching. Think about a farmer planting seeds in the ground. He does not see results immediately. For weeks, there is no sign of growth, but he keeps watering, he keeps tending the soil, he keeps working, not because others are praising his effort, but because he understands the process. He knows that just because something is unseen does not mean it is not growing. And one day, at the right time, the harvest appears, not because he waited for validation, but because he remained committed to his purpose. This is why so many people fail to reach their potential. They stop too soon. They measure success by recognition instead of by progress. They expect immediate rewards instead of trusting the process. But those who succeed, those who make a real impact, are the ones who keep going even when no one notices. They understand that the work they do in silence is just as important as what happens in public. A lion does not need the approval of other animals to be a lion. It does not wait for permission to hunt. It does not look around to see who is watching before it acts. It moves with confidence because it knows who it is. That is how you must live. Do not wait for others to validate your journey. Do not pause your progress just because the world has not yet acknowledged. Move with confidence. Stay committed to your path. Trust that if you remain faithful to your purpose, the right people will recognize you at the right time. The danger of seeking validation is that it can make you compromise. When you are desperate for recognition, you may start to change who you are to fit other people's expectations. You may begin to focus on what is popular instead of what is right, but purpose keeps you steady. It reminds you that your worth is not defined by likes, applause, or approval. It is defined by the value you bring, by the impact you make, by the consistency you maintain. Success that is built on validation will always be fragile. The moment recognition disappears, so does motivation. But success that is built on purpose is unshakable. It does not rise and fall based on public opinion. It does not fade when the applause stops. It lasts, it grows, and it makes a difference, not because of external validation, but because it was built on something deeper. So do not let recognition define you. Do not let the absence of applause discourage you. Keep working, keep building, keep moving forward. Because when your effort is driven by purpose, it will outlast every form of validation. And in the end, it is not the applause that matters. It is the impact you make. Real impact is measured by legacy, not applause. Too often, people get caught up in seeking immediate recognition, believing that success is defined by how many people notice them in the moment. But the truth is, applause is temporary. The same crowd that celebrates you today can forget you tomorrow. If your goal is only to be seen, then your influence will fade as quickly as it appeared. But if your goal is to build something that lasts, then your focus must be on legacy, not applause. Legacy is not built in a moment. It is built over a lifetime of consistency, discipline, and purpose. It is not about how many people cheer for you, but about how many lives you change. A person who chases applause may feel successful for a season, but when the applause stops, they are left with nothing. However, a person who builds a legacy leaves something that continues to impact generations, even when they are no longer present. Look at history. The people we remember today are not necessarily the ones who received the most recognition in their lifetime. Some of the greatest minds, the most influential leaders, and the most powerful visionaries were not fully appreciated while they were alive. But because they were committed to something greater than themselves, their work continued to live on. They were not focused on being popular. They were focused on making a difference. And that is why their legacy remains. A tree does not bear fruit for itself. It grows, it stands tall, and it produces fruit for others to benefit from. It provides shade for those who did not plant it. It offers nourishment to those who did not labor for it. That is how legacy works. When you build something meaningful, its impact extends beyond you. It benefits others long after you are gone. The danger of seeking applause is that it makes people focus on the short term. They want quick success, immediate recognition, and instant rewards. But anything that comes quickly can disappear just as fast. A sandcastle built on the shore may look impressive for a moment, but the tide will wash it away because it has no solid foundation. Legacy is different. It is like a mountain. It stands firm through time, not because people admire it, but because it is deeply rooted in something strong. Too many people waste time trying to impress others instead of working on something that will last. They want to be seen as successful rather than doing the hard work that actually leads to lasting success. But true impact is not measured by how many people notice you. It is measured by how many lives you touch. The applause of today will eventually fade, but the seeds you plant in others will continue to grow. A great teacher does not just want to be known as a great teacher. They want their students to succeed long after they are gone. A great leader does not just want to be praised for their leadership. They want to raise up new leaders who will carry the vision forward. A great innovator does not just want recognition for an invention. They want that invention to change lives beyond their own life. That is the power of legacy. It is about what remains when you are no longer in the room. If you build your life around applause, you will spend your days performing for people's approval. But if you build your life around legacy, you will focus on making a real difference. The applause will come and go, but the impact you leave will endure. The question is not, how many people are clapping for me today? The real question is, what am I building that will outlive me? Because success is not about being seen. It is about leaving something behind that speaks even when you are no longer here. And that is the difference between applause and legacy. One fades, but the other lasts forever. True success is not measured by how many people recognize you, but by how deeply you remain committed to your purpose. Consistency matters more than applause because it builds a foundation that cannot be shaken. It is not the spotlight that sustains you. It is the quiet discipline, the unseen preparation, and the unwavering faithfulness to your calling. The greatest achievements are not born out of the desire for validation, but from the determination to make a lasting impact. Those who build their lives on applause will fade with the changing opinions of people, but those who build on purpose will leave a legacy that speaks for generations. So do not be discouraged when your efforts go unnoticed. Do not slow down when recognition does not come immediately. Keep showing up, keep building, keep planting seeds, because in the end, it is not the applause that defines you, it is the difference you make in the lives of others. Stay faithful, stay consistent, and trust that your work will bear fruit in the right time. Keep striving for impact, not just attention. Because when the applause fades, it is your legacy that will remain. Good luck on your journey, and may you continue to walk in purpose and perseverance. Thank you.